In this video, I'm going to show you some basics of how you can easily lay out an online course under these conditions. You would definitely want to lay out this course differently if you were trying to teach online. And this is certainly not the way that I learned from Pluto. However, I think this would be a really simple way for many of you to think about how you can adapt to teaching online. So this is the overview page. You would put the name of your hastily adapted online course here. This is a little meme from 2013. The students were really into this back in the day. They probably still are. It's a little gruesome, but our times are a little gruesome. You would have your course catalog description here. I put information about, that I want you to call me Professor Swieger. I have my pronouns. I've got my office. And of course, I've got an altered version of how students can make office hours with me and whatnot, since I won't actually be in my office. So I've got some great videos on here that you could click on that show how to use appointment slots on my Google Calendar, how to schedule a meeting with me, a link to the Google Hangout direct message thread, which I talked about in the previous video, so on and so forth. So it says, please go to week 1. I also have course information here. So here I've got, my syllabus. I really suggest that at this point, in time, just make your syllabus a Google Doc, and then you can change it as you go. I know that really hurts the soul of people who like to think of the syllabus as a contract, but even the provost has released us from that feeling that you need to have everything as a contract in your syllabus. I think that for clarity's sake, you can change things in red in your syllabus. What's great about having it as a Google Doc is it changes right away, right? And then I have some general info on here as well. Something that I've recently started doing is a course frequently asked questions tab, because I do get some of the same questions over and over again. Again, making appointments with me, how do I use Google Hangouts, Meet, that kind of stuff that, of course it goes out maybe in an announcement or an email, but then people have trouble finding that information in their email or in the announcements and whatnot because there's so many things going on. So whenever I update my students on something that they may need to return to again, I always just dump it in a course FAQ these days. And it just helps them have a consolidated place that they can go to. And I know some of you may think, oh, well, that's just the syllabus. It could be that. You can make the syllabus that. But I just find that students don't readily go to the syllabus as often as we try and hammer it into them. They just don't. So course FAQ is a little more accessible, I think, to a lot of students. So I'm going to go here to this template guide. I'm going to break this into a series of videos, but this is kind of the overview. I created this template guide, which has the videos that I've created so far in it. And I'm trying to model what in this scenario, good pedagogy is videos that are under 5 minutes. You have a little bit of extra information telling you what's in this video. You may have supplemental information that goes along with the video. Including key points can be really important, because as much as you can spell it out for them what's important in these videos, the better. So I've got all these different videos that cover different topics, show you a little bit around hand drafting, and I'm still working on these here. And then we go into supplemental videos. As I've said before, don't create a video for something that already exists out there, even if it's not perfect, right? So here's 2 very imperfect videos that I've found that cover some of the basics of keeping it simple, keeping it short, laying it out. And then I've put a bunch of PLU readings on here that you've gotten in your email from the provost and from our awesome instructional resources team. And it doesn't always have to be a traditional reading, right? Here's a post that Professor Amy Young in communications posted about what she's learned about this hasty change to online teaching. It's really worth a read. It had 3,500 people respond to it in a very short amount of time. And then I've got some information about uh, uh, ways that you could create assignments. And I've hit my 5-minute mark, so I'm going to stick to my own rules and start a new video.